Welcome back, everybody. It's George Smith Cars, and I want to show you some cool new finds I found over, last 4 or 5 days. Uh, Starting in the last weekend. And this is my second week of vacation, so I really love just spending time out here. And of course, going in town searching for new diecast. All right, I'm on what we call a staycation. I can't afford to go anywhere, but here is a very cool second edition of the 2025 Drift Ender. Now, this is based on a Land Rover, and I thought, okay, well, the first edition, I thought, nah, okay, there's other Hot Wheels I want to get. But I saw the second color version of it, and I thought, okay, it looks pretty cool in blue. Got these blue chrome wheels on it, and I thought, okay, well, I'm going to buy it. It's actually pretty cool. And well, the other fantasy casting, new for 2025, is in the second color, this green, and it's very cool. And okay, well, I'm not really into too many fantasy castings, but I thought this is actually pretty cool. And what I like about Hot Wheels in particular, whatever it is, if it's Camaro or Mustang, if it's got the wide tires on the back like this one, I think that's really cool. Bigger wheels on the back, it's smaller ones on the front. And I thought, okay, slide burn. I thought, yeah, this is kind of cool, so I want to pick it up. Now, this is what happens when nothing new comes out, and then you see these left on the pegs. And I thought, actually, it's not too bad. I kind of like it. And so I want to get this one. Now, this one kind of reminds me of like a very customized 66 Oldsmobile Tornado, maybe. Well, that's maybe a stretch, but overall, look at those big flares on it. So I thought that was really cool. Now, of course, I have the second colors of each of these. Oh, hang on, sorry. Each of these, and I thought it'd be nice to actually find the first colors of these. And this one was originally came out in pink. This one was actually this one, and this is the one that I thought, okay, it's cool, but I passed up on it. But I thought since I found the second color version of it, why not? Let's get them. I like the purple chrome wheels on it. And then, of course, this one, well, the second color. And then, the first one that I found in this was at the same store, Shoppers Drug Mart, that we have. And I found the purple pink. Well, pink, purple. And I thought, okay, how cool is that? So it's nice to have both colors of the first edition, 2025. Now, I don't know if I'm going to continue collecting this slide burn casting, but a third color, gotta have three colors of each. And so I thought, okay, that's pretty neat. So let's move on to something maybe you'll like more. Well, here we have the Hot Wheels 57th anniversary edition, and this is absolutely cool. I couldn't find this for a long time, then I finally found the Volkswagen Baja Bug, and one of six. And we have the cars on the back. Now, love the Volkswagen. The D-Muscle is a fantasy casting. The 73 Jeep J10 is very cool. And 55 Corvette. And then we have a Muscle and Blown. So these are two fantasy castings here, well, including that one. And well, of the two, that is actually very cool, Muscle and Blown. And then that, well, the sixth one here is always the chase piece. And okay, that's a fantasy casting I don't really care for. But I definitely want to get the Baja Bug, the Jeep, the Corvette, and the Muscle and Blown. So here's the number one of six. And that is absolutely beautiful. And then number 4 of 6. Well, let's go, 4. Well, here, actually, 3 of 6 first. 3 of 6 first. 3 of 6, so the 2, like I said, that's the D muscle. But this is a very, very cool casting. And really cool in this off-road livery or style. And that's really cool, so I love that one. And then, of course, 4 of 6 is the very cool 55 Corvette. And so you gotta love that. Now it's got aero discs, which is kind of weird why they put it on a 55 Corvette, but still looks very cool. Gold chrome. And then, of course, 5 of 6 is Muscle and Blown. Now, I actually love this. Fastback roof styling, and then the windshield is like a 50s era Chevy. And very cool, stylish looking car. And so for fantasy casting, this is one of my favorite ones that Hot Wheels has done. And so I will collect it in other colors, other editions. And then you got very cool, well, those are Weber carbs, velocity stacks, whatever it's supposed to be. I think that's really cool, so I love that one. Alright, that was the first set of the Hot Wheels 57th anniversary castings, and well, 1 of 6. I'll show the back of the package. So you got the custom 68 Camaro, you got the Mod Speeder, Nissan Patrol Custom, the Shelby Cobra 427, Porsche Cayman S, and the chase pieces in the last, well, several 54, 55, 56, 57, whatever, or fantasy castings, and so I really don't care if I find them. And even though they're supposed to be chase pieces, yeah, okay, I'd rather have the first 5. And of course, number 1 is this very cool custom 68 Camaro, and this is done up as a, well, a radical racer like Gymkhana kind of style vehicle, and just absolutely love this casting. And so number 2 is a great fantasy casting, Mod Speeder, and this is absolutely cool. And there's an aircraft flying overhead, so alright, let's continue. But I thought that's really cool. And then Nissan Patrol Custom, number 3 of 6. Well, it's got the interior and engine piece and grille. That's one piece, and you got a couple turbos there. And very cool. So that is really neat. Now there should be a spare tire there, but of course, you know, a racing version doesn't have the spare tire, but that is awesome. So number 3 of 6. So as you can see from the chassis, it came out, well, copyright 82. And it was updated for 2019, which means the hood no longer opened on it. Shelby Cobra 427 SC, and even in the modified version with no opening hood, this is another great casting. I absolutely love it. Love those wheels in gold. And well, there you go, very cool. Number 4 of 6. And then we're going to look at number 5, which is the Porsche Cayman S, and I love that. All right, let's look at some new cool stuff. Well, newer cool stuff I found. Alright, I love Jada Toys, and this is the new Hyperspec Porsche 935 Turbo. And this is really cool. I love these. Now, this is supposed to be roughly 132 scale. And this is absolutely cool. And I'm just seeing these new Hyperspec 132 scale versions come out. And we also have very cool new 2025 Ford Mustang GTD. Now that is really cool. Now I'm sure that I know that they make a 124 scale version of this in a Transformer version. And this one, of course, they would make 124 scale versions because Jada Toys, whenever they come up with one scale, they come up with several other scales, like 124, maybe 118. And so that was really cool to find. Love those. And so let's look at some other very cool ones. Well, I showed you my last video, the Jada Toys pink slips. And well, I got two Porsches and the Nissan GT-R. And I thought, okay, well, I went back to Walmart and they had some more put out. So I had to get this one because it's a very cool majorette casting. All right, here we have very cool majorette Dodge Demon casting. And well, this is part of their premium line, which actually has one-piece plastic wheels. And their deluxe line actually has the rubber tires and separate wheels. But we don't get those up here in Canada. And who knows, maybe we'll get them soon. I certainly hope so. But the cool thing about the pink slips version is these are actually the deluxe set in Jada Toys. And I love it. The lensed headlights, part of the window unit, or they could be a separate piece actually. Their Porsche has a separate piece for the headlights. Okay, we're trying to lose focus here, but let's see if that works. Oh, yeah. So let's zoom in a little more. I don't know if that's any better. So let's zoom out. All right, great casting from Majorette. Now, Majorette is owned by Simba Dickey Toys, and they own, well, Majorette and Jada Toys. So that's why you get the Majorette under the Jada brand in 1/64 scale. And if you watched my last video where I showed you the pink slips Porsche and GT-R, and I showed you the Majorette pieces that were part of this set. But if you love Mopars, that's a cool casting. And it has spring suspension. And so let's look at the pink slips Dodge Demon. All right, let's open it up. And you can just press on the bottom. There's a slot there. And just get your thumb under there. And yeah, they really put the packages together well. And okay, so you got the case and the car. And well, let's pull the case off first. And so very cool there. And of course, showing you the case in front. We'll toss that aside. And then let's zoom in. All right, so it's the same casting. And same great details. Here, hang on. Let's adjust it. And then we'll look down, and then I think we can focus better. It won't go in and out of focus. And so here we have the same great tempos. What's going on? Why does it go in and out of focus? So of course the Pink Slips version has the rubber tires. Oh no, why does it do that? Okay, yeah, let's get in a little closer here. But these are two great castings. And now, well, the Jada Toys Deluxe series, which so far are only available in the US, have the rubber tires and separate wheels, and they have opening doors. I'll zoom out a bit here. So that's really nice, and of course just a premium version. Let's put that here. Well, whether it's under the Jada name or just the Majorette version, these are absolutely cool. Let's try something different here. There we go. Very cool. Spring suspension. I'm not a big Mopar guy, but the Challenger is my favorite old school Mopar, and these new Challengers are absolutely cool too. Alright, well, let's move on to something else. Alright, well, I love Matchbox, and they make lots of cool die casts. They also have chase pieces. Well, this is 404. I'm not sure what 404 is supposed to be. Well, maybe, okay. I think I know. 404, I think, is referring to the fact that it's a super chase piece. All right. Now, I went into the one store that didn't have many Matchbox on the pegs, and I thought, okay, whatever, I'll see what they have. And I moved a couple cars on the peg aside, and it's oh, okay, here's the orange 2021 Cadillac CT5V, and I have this in a couple other colors, and I thought, okay, orange, that's kind of cool. And I realized, wait a minute, this is a super chase. All right. Now, I haven't been able to find all these, and this is four chases for, I guess, 2025, 2024 copyright. And I thought, wow, how cool is that? Now this has the separate wheels and rubber tires. And like Majorette, they're, well, their line is, the tires are kind of the same, where it's bald in the middle, but you know, you got outer tread details. And well, of course, these aren't related at all, but this is what Matchbox does for their super chase. And I thought, how cool is that? Now, the only other one I have is number 2 of 4. Toyota 4Runner. Now for, well, the street cars, they have those tires, I guess, and for the off-road vehicles, they have tires which are, well, they're raised tread patterns there, but that's really cool. And I actually found both of these at the same store, and they didn't have many Matchbox on the pegs, and this one was actually in behind, down on the counter below the pegs, and this was on the pegs. And I thought that is really cool, finding those two. So very neat. So let's look at another very cool chase I found. All right, it's just like the Matchbox chase pieces. When I walked into Walmart, one of 3 Walmarts we have in the area, there weren't many of these left on the pegs. There were only 2 running on empty castings, Series 17, and well, there was a Mustang, as you can see on the back, Dodge Power Line, blah blah blah, the Ford Mustang, 2011 Ford Mustang, and there was the 23 Chevy Silverado. Now the Mustang was in a flat gray, and I thought, it doesn't look so great. And then I saw this one, the second of 2, and I thought, all right, that looks pretty cool, silver and white, but wait a minute, this is actually a raw. All right, that was really cool. Then I had to check it out online, and yep, this is the raw piece. All right, so that is really, really cool. Airplane going overhead. Well, that's really cool. And well, I love the new Chevy pickup trucks, and I thought, wow, how awesome is that? Now this one is in the kind of orangey red color with the white sides, and I thought, how cool is that? Because this is my only 3rd ever rod chase I've ever found from Greenlight. And well, I actually love old school Chevys, and well, as far as new Chevys go, well, the Silverado, the Corvette, and the Camaro are my top 3 favorite. And so my second last one, another little plane going ahead. Well, there was a flying school next to the airport, so these guys are going to be flying overhead. And so, well, because I'm a Chevy fan, my second last rod chase I found is the very cool GL Muscle Series 28. And it's the very cool 2018 Chevrolet Camaro SS. Wow, that's really cool. I love it. And as you see, the wing on the back is white, and that's part of the color that the casting was in, because that's an extra piece, so they don't do that in raw. They just keep it in the color it was on the standard version. And that's really neat. And so the first one that I found, and well, the new C8 Corvette just came out, and it was another GL Muscle Series 25 of the very cool 2020 Chevrolet Corvette C8 Stingray. And of course it was in red, so that's why the spoiler's in red. And how cool is that? So as you can see on the back, it's copyright 2021. This one is copyright 2024, and of course the other one is well, copyright 2024, but a later edition from that one. And so very cool there. Here, let's zoom out a bit. So if you're only going to find 3 raw pieces and you're a Chevy lover, these are the best to get. So how cool is that? Well, I hope you enjoy the video. Thank you very much for watching. And check out my short, because I've shown you this one that I found at Walmart for $2. What? Well, $2. That's when it ends in 00. That's usually a clearance price. But stay tuned for Freedom Friday, and I'm going to open up this one and show you, along with some other very cool castings. So, thanks for watching. Please hit that like, subscribe, and hit the bell notification for all notifications, so you get to see all my new videos. But definitely check out our Freedom Friday, and I'll catch you in the next one.